The global wellness tourism market carries a valuation of $2.6 trillion. Beneath this financial scale lies a structural friction that complicates the therapeutic efficacy of the industry. This friction emerges when the promises of commercial wellness conflict with the biological requirements for restoration. Standard hospitality models focus on removing physical demands, which often limits the potential for actual healing. Modern commodified relaxation contrasts sharply with the historical reality of healing. Traditional therapeutic practices integrated environmental stressors directly into the recovery process. Psychological restoration depends on active physical engagement, a reality that sits at odds with the hospitality industry's emphasis on passive leisure. Leading sectors of the industry are currently reassessing the utility of physiological stress. Instead of eliminating friction, practitioners are finding ways to harness it. The Korean temple stay serves as a living historical model of this methodology. These frameworks operate on principles distinct from the standard luxury resort experience. The physical effort required to maintain silence drives the healing process more than the silence itself. In these environments, exertion functions as the primary engine for cognitive reset. Participants navigate freezing temperatures and maintain demanding postures for extended periods. These environmental hurdles are essential components of the curriculum. This historical reliance on friction suggests substantive healing requires physical challenge to trigger biological recovery. Elite wellness sectors are now prioritizing regulated discomfort and rigorous discipline over the traditional comforts of passive leisure. High-altitude monastic environments provide a controlled setting to observe this mechanism. The removal of modern convenience isolates physical effort as the central variable in the participant's experience. Data indicates that while passive nature exposure offers minor benefits, active physical interaction with a demanding environment produces more durable psychological outcomes. Interventions like walking meditation and repeated bowing in cold climates act as the catalysts for resetting cognitive function. Restoration requires a physically taxing interaction with the environment. The effort constitutes the treatment. Academic literature defines this specific mechanism as performance discomfort. This chart maps the baseline of routine homeostasis. Modern lifestyles maintain this flat equilibrium, rarely facing the stressors necessary to trigger change. Practitioners intentionally engineer this discomfort as a catalyst. It represents a deliberate departure from standard hospitality expectations. This intentional disruption of the status quo forces the body to undergo internal adaptation. The physical strain breaks the cycle of stagnant equilibrium. Biological adaptation occurs when the baseline equilibrium is broken. Without this disruption, the internal shift required for recovery remains inaccessible. Acute physiological disruption directly facilitates the return to psychological equilibrium. However, without guidance, modern consumers perceive physical discomfort as a failure in service or a lack of hospitality. This risk necessitates interpretive framing. Facilitators must explain the utility of the physical rigor before the guest begins the experience. Through targeted instruction and orientation manuals, practitioners reframe discomfort as a premium intervention rather than a service deficit. This framing allows a participant to view the physical strain of meditation as a therapeutic instrument. The pain is understood as a component of the healing process. The success of physical friction depends entirely on the participant understanding its therapeutic purpose. The macro trajectory of the wellness industry relies on the successful integration of this practice-based methodology. Turning historical wellness sites into sanitized luxury resorts removes the primary mechanism for healing. Preserving these high-friction environments in their original, demanding state is vital for the industry's future. The preservation of structured discomfort dictates whether the industry can deliver substantive restoration to its participants. Sustainable recovery occurs through active engagement rather than passive modalities. Renewal requires a deliberate encounter with challenging environments and physical rigor. Structured discomfort provides the primary vector for enduring renewal. Engaging with these challenges is the path toward genuine psychological restoration.